Old and Achy here with another Halo 5 Guardians Legendary Campaign mission walkthrough. And this is the last of the missions, Mission 15 Guardians. And in this particular mission, Locke and Team Osiris are going to be searching for the Chief and Blue Team to rescue them from the Cryptum, where they are imprisoned. Now we are running Legendary. I have 2 skulls activated, 2 non-scoring skulls activated. I would have been your daddy, which provides a little bit of interesting dialogue at times. And Grunt Birthday Party, which shows you that when you hit the grunt in a grunt with a headshot, you'll get an explosion of confetti. Now we're running score attack on, so we will not see the big cinematics at the end, including the big legendary ending. But anyway, here we are. We're going to come over here and give one of my guys a Hydra launcher, and I'm going to grab a light rifle if I remember what control to use. I've been playing Halo 3, whose controls are a little bit different than Halo 5.
It is a device for extended forced meditation. Cortana has placed the other humans inside and is preparing it for slip-space travel. She's planning.
Alright, so we're hearing about the fact that the Chief and Blue Team are imprisoned in the Cryptum. So we're on our way to another Forerunner lift, although this one's going to be descending instead of ascending. And there are the Guardians, a whole bunch of them. That guy right there kind of went ha ha ha. And I think that's the sound of the Guardian getting ready to depart. Interesting sound there. And as we take a look at this one, I'm wondering how in the world we were able to run down the spine of a Guardian in the Genesis mission. I always scratch my head over that one.
Well, Mr. Locke, you don't give up easily.
And oh, by the way, that's dust that you see. This is a dusty planet.
The Monitor called it a threat of death.
Like the threat I lived under.
What surprises me, because in Genesis,
not born.
Oh yes,
yeah, Genesis and an earlier mission, Reunion, it looked like a lush planet. It was the Genesis planet they were on.
But we will care for you.
You expect other AIs to join you?
I have cured rampancy. Not just
Alright,
for me,
off
but
and
for
running.
any who join my cause. While you've been running around the galaxy.
Alright, so we're going to basically speed run this first part and not engage, except for one jackal that we got to get out of the way.
Who will accept my offer? Who will help me?
There's going to be Covenant fighting Prometheans here, and all kinds of Covenant fighting all kinds of Prometheans, and we don't want to deal with this. So we're going to go by here. That was a little boost and sprint, kind of jumped around and boosted around that corner, hugged the walls, if at all possible, and then right here jump and boost right over those 2 soldier captains with splinter turrets. Just keep hauling it, boost when you can. Okay, so we're by those guys, and we want to jump and clamber up on this little ledge here. Run up here, jump down. Alright, we've got 2 turrets to deal with. What we're going to do is just keep moving, get the turrets to focus on me here, and then immediately turn and run here. They don't turn around quick enough, and hide right here for that one little blast, and then haul it. Alright, so what we've got to do is we've got to take down a bunch of grav cores. There's 5 altogether. This is the first one. But first, we got a few coveys and maybe a Promethean or 2 to take out. This is where the rockets come into play really good. That wasn't too difficult.
Humans, come back. This gravitational core is
And
still active.
nice thing about the Manus here, as long as the blind skull is not on, is that the targets are marked when you get into range. So let's go ahead and take out this grav core. And there's 5 grav cores, and the 5 of them together have the Cryptum locked down, the Cryptum structure locked down that we can't get into. So we have to eliminate all the grav cores to be able to open the door, if you will. And of course, each succeeding grav core is going to be a little bit tougher. Alright, that was 1. Now before we head to 2, we want to clear out the area in the middle coming up here.
Find and eliminate the other
You
gravitational
can see the cryptum just kind of up at the top of the screen. We want to clear this area out because we're going to be coming back through later on. First thing is there's 2 shade turrets up there. There's several shielded jackals and a grunt or 2 in the middle, but I'm worried about the shade turrets. Alright, that's number 1. There's number 2 off in the distance.
I'll get it done, Locke.
Alright, that's taken care of.
Another Guardian is leaving.
Now let's clean up the jackals in here rather quickly, because once we take one of them out, that's going to trigger a phantom to come in and drop a wraith.
You're wasting time, humans. There are more links to sever.
And there's the phantom. And I'm trying to take out the gun, but I don't want to take too much fire here. The other thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my guys are out of the way, so I try to mark position back there because they get really rambunctious and actually get in the way. Alright, you notice those little white lines, those dashes going off at northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. When you see that in the reticule, that means you're hitting something. And occasionally when you're dealing with an enemy individual, when those dashes turn red, that means you're hitting flesh. You are beyond the shields. Alright, so notice that there's a ghost. There's probably going to be another one back there, maybe not. 1 or 2 ghosts will appear along with the wraith. And I back off, let my shields come back, because they will regenerate. And then come out, step out and fire, and then go. Okay, there we go. The wraith went down. Not sure. I wasn't sure if there's anybody left here. There's a lonely little grunt.
How many Guardians have bugged out?
As long as we get to the point, the wraith goes.
Alright. So that's taken care of. Now I got to get my bearings here. I want my guys out of the way again. Yep, going the wrong way. I didn't really want to do that. Go this way. So what I'm going to do, that hog that's turned over there, I'm going to park it well out of the way for later in the mission. The reason I park it well out of the way is that anytime I'm in a vehicle, my allies, if you will attempt to get in a vehicle as well, and they could easily grab that hog and just run right into combat and blow it up or get blown up. So this is the reason I'm doing that. Now, as it turns out, what I found out in subsequent runs is that I can use almost any vehicle, whether it be a mongoose, a ghost, or the hog, for what I'm going to use this hog for. So, but that's okay. This gives you an example of a strategy to use that we will use towards the end of the mission. Alright, back into the Mantis and on to the next grav core. Grav core number 2. Now I'm going to take out all the bad guys around it. There will be 2 ways. But I'm not going to take out the grav core itself. I'm going to save this grav core for the last, for the end. And the reason for that is that once all the grav cores are down and we start to walk back towards the cryptum, that will initiate a wave of many Prometheans. So by keeping this particular grav core up to the end, I can better position myself and my troops to deal with that wave of Prometheans. Now, this area here had a knight and to start with a whole bunch of crawlers, and the knight was pretty easy to take out. When there's a lot of skulls on, he gets real dodgy and it's really tough. Okay, so looks like we got one more crawler to take out. Now I'm putting fire on the grav core just to initiate the next wave. Will just be 2 soldiers and a soldier captain with a splinter turret. And there are the 2 soldiers, and boom, they're gone. And let's go find the soldier captain. He's over in the corner here. He's got that splinter turret. He's not very accurate with it. I can get out of the way really easily, and that takes care of the second wave. And the grav core is still operational. Alright, I'm positioning my guys away from the grav core, and my goodness, I have no idea where they're at. They're just all over the place. It looks like they're moving down there, but I don't know where they're coming from. They tend to get a little interestingly lost at times, or ignore your instructions for positioning or target placement. So what I want to do, grav core number 3 is right over in that area, and I want to make sure that my guys are over there, because what I'm going to do is grab another Mantis that's obviously got 100% health to it, and park it over by this grav core number 2 for later use. So I have to continually mark position for these guys to get where I want them to go. And here comes Vale, I believe is the trailer. Alright, so they're positioned where I want them to be, and I'm going to go grab the Mantis, which is right here, and walk it back down to where I want to park it. Which is right about here. And then out and back in the original Mantis, which will incur some damage, by the way, at some point here. Alright, notice the guys were coming back towards me, so I marked them back up here. And this grav core is protected by 4 turrets and 2 snipers,
Another grav core on my position. Shut it down.
By me walking down will cause them to spawn. Snipers got binary rifles. They seem to go right through the Mantis. So I'm being a little careful here. I saw my shields flare. Normally when the shields are like that and I'm sparkly, I want to step away and wait for them to regenerate. Because if my shields are down and I take fire, it will damage the Mantis. This is not an invincible vehicle. So I've got my guys positioned down there. Hopefully the turrets will be focused on them, and I'll just step up and fire, step up and fire. Notice my little dashes flying off there at angles there. That means I'm hitting the turret. Okay, here we go. Let's get rid of the grav core number 3. Alright, they're down. That's down. And it's on to grav cores 4 and 5.
2 cores destroyed.
And we're actually going to take out 5, then 4. Alright, mark position to bring my guys up. Alright, we got a few cubbies to take out first. Of course, there is a grunt with a ghost, and that won't be the first time that happens. They just kind of sneak up on you from behind. I wonder what kind of weapon my buddy up there has. Like some kind of grenade launcher. Alright, 2 shade turrets to take out, 2 shade turrets, 2 elites, several ghosts. One of the elites is in this shade turret right here. So again, my shields flare a little bit. I'm going to step back, get my shields back, and then re-engage.
We can fight or lay down and die. I haven't known Buck too long, but laying down and dying don't seem like his style.
Boom. See, I'm taking fire from multiple places here.
If you eliminate the other gravitational cores, the cryptum should become accessible.
If you hear a big thunk or clank, That means the Mantis is taking damage. Alright, we got that Shea turret down. And it's a matter of cleaning up the ghosts, and I think there's probably one elite on foot that I have to clean up. Alright, that takes care of that. Kind of looking around. And I thought I was done, and then I took a little bit of fire from down there and turned around and said, oh, look, an elite.
Keep searching. I'm certain.
Not that big a deal. He's down. Alright, so we got grav core number 4, or actually number 5, I'm sorry, is behind that energy barrier, which is there, very easy to take out. We're going to start off by taking this ghost out, along with its grunt pilot, and there's 2 hunters right there in the beginning, protecting the grav core, and of course I got another grunt sneaking up from behind, and the hunters will come up. And you can tell where they are when they start firing at you like that. So it's just kind of bobbing and weaving. Bobbing and weaving. Those green bolts are like FRG bolts. Or blasts. Oh, I got lazy there. So you can easily step out of the way. Because you're firing at distance. And it's just a matter of continuing to fire both rockets and machine gun. They will go down. It just takes a little bit of patience. Patience and firepower.
Do keep searching. With those other cores active, you cannot reach the grid. Cortana's Guardian is nearly prepared.
Double time, Osiris. We can't let her lead with blue team.
Alright, just rinse and repeat. Fire your rockets and machine gun, and then bob and weave and reload. Fire again. Okay, one of them's down. One of the advantages of score attack is when you're taking an enemy at a distance, when the score lights up, you know you got him. We should be getting close here. And again, just sidestep the weapons fire from the
if we don't get to the
hunter
now, we might never see blue team again.
And there he goes. By the way, if you get close to him, he'll switch over to like a machine gun staccato fire. You don't want that. Alright, now there's a grunt or two hanging around. But for us to finish off this area, we've got to actually hit the grav core with fire. Oh, another grunt. My guys aren't very good at warning me in this particular run. Okay, so what we got to do is we've got to actually hit the grav core to get the final group of Covenant to get dropped down from their hiding spots above and to take us on. And there's about, I think, 3 or 4 elites, 2 of which have FRGs, and here they come. Alright, 1 down. Alright, so it looks like there's, ooh, look out, FRG guy. It looks like there's 4 of them total. Alright, now the last one will get aggressive, so that's why I'm backing up here to get my shields back. And he's done. That should be it. Alright, just quick check. Sometimes I'll send my troops in to see if if I'm not sure, to see if they draw fire, but I was pretty sure I got them all this time. Alright. Grav core 5's down, and it's on to 4, and I did take a little damage because it looks like I got a little smoke coming out of there on the right side. There's Buck over there, not doing squat. So I just fired at him and let him know I wasn't happy with him. Alright, that takes care of grav core number 4. 4 of the 5 are down, just grav core number 2 that's left. And we're going to come back over this way to take it out. Hopefully I can get my troops to come back behind me. They're kind of spread out all over the place. And there will be a ghost or two to deal with. And Cortana's chirping there. Alright, so I'm marking my guys to come back to me. I have no idea where they're at. They're spread out all over the place.
I'd have kept you away from sharp objects. Never mind Mjolnir armor.
Stay focused, Osiris. Ignore her.
Alright, there we go. I figured I might as well start the process myself. Okay. That takes care of all the grav cores. Exuberant is going to say, oh great, I figured a way to do this.
Last grav core's down.
And I almost fired on that ghost, but that's one of my guys. Okay, here come the Prometheans. So maybe I can get my other team members here to come back over if I can mark one of the soldiers.
Focus on the mission.
Like so. And then we've got 2 knights, a bunch of soldiers. And I don't think there's any soldier captains, just soldiers and 2 knights. And we just got to clean these guys all out.
Good work, Osiris. Exuberant, can you get us?
I did it! I did it! I did it!
What is it?
I found a way to reach the crypto.
And that's the auxiliary controls that we have to activate once we're inside.
Come on, partners. We're almost home.
Alright, that takes care of a knight. Now normally what will happen when we get down to 1 or 2 soldiers, they will approach. They will come up and try to take you on a little bit closer. I believe that's the other knight. There's also a turret up there. That's why I've been hanging. Yeah, that was the other knight. That's why I've been hanging back. I'm not gonna get aggressive out there in the middle. But turret down. So that takes care of all the Prometheans in this area. So now we're going to do our little trick to get the healthy mantis into the cryptum area. So we really don't want to fight this final battle on foot. Alright, so here's the healthy mantis that I parked a while ago. And boy, this is a dusty world.
Of my Spartans.
Is that so?
John, the others, they saved the human race. What can you do? You are children playing dress up.
Dr. Halsey thinks we can bring Chief home.
I wouldn't ally myself
All right.
closely with Dr. Halsey, Mr.
So we're going to come up here, park
She will eventually
the mantis.
pay for her crimes.
and go get the hog. Hopefully my troops will follow me when I position them behind me.
There! Activate the override to lower the crypto.
Notice I keep positioning them to follow me down.
Move up.
Now I have done this this bit with a mongoose and with a ghost, so the hog is not necessary, but it's a neat little trick, regardless of which vehicle you use. Alright, I want my guys in the hog, at least 2 of the 3.
I'll take the gun.
And we're going to come up here, and we need to hit an access panel so we can open the door. Alright, that'll get the door open.
Please exit your vehicle.
Activating the override.
Wonderful. We can reach the cryptum now.
Let's go, Cyrus.
Alright, as soon as the door opens, we'll drive the hog in to where the barriers are and park it. Like so. See how we're buried in the sand there. Alright, back to the mantis.
Oh no. The cryptum, it's...
Cortana's pulling it away.
John's leaving with me.
and put the Mantis in a crouch, and then walk right over the hog, right over the barrier, and we're in. Alright, be sure to come back out of the crouch. Alright, what we're going to do here to activate or to get the bad guys to spawn, we have to jump out of the Mantis, but we want to immediately jump right back in, because if we're out of the Mantis for too long, it will despawn. Alright, so there's going to be a few waves here. The first one is going to be soldiers and soldier captains. Soldier captains are going to have those splinter turrets. So it's a matter of dodging fire and taking them out.
At least I think I can. It is the door after all.
Okay, Osiris. Buy our friend the time she needs.
Now the soldier captains generally have a tendency to stay high up on the second level, and there's one firing at me now. So it's just a matter of being aware of where he's at and where the fire is coming from, and dodging those plasma bolts that are coming out of the splinter turret, or Promethean rockets, or whatever they are. It looks like my guys are about to go down. Now what will happen here is that when they all go out, they're just about ready to. Tanaka's the last one. Oh, there goes Tanaka. Other than the soldier captain up there, the other ones just kind of hang back. So while I'm waiting for my guys to come back, and it usually takes, after they go to Red X, usually takes a minute or so for them to come back, I'm just going to sit here and play with the soldier captain, because I really can't see any of the other guys back there, any of the other soldiers back there to take fire at. So it's just a matter of fire. Try to hit him, dodge the fire from the cannon or the turret. Even Exuberant's gone quiet. Alright, there go those dashes, so I know I'm hitting them. I'm either hitting them or I'm hitting that turret. So that'll weaken the shields a little bit. He's dodging around. He'll fire and go to cover, fire and go to cover. I'm not hitting him now. Okay, it looks like my guys are about ready to come back. One of them's back anyway, because I was able to mark the target. Yep, that was a buck. So once they start moving in on the captain, the other soldiers will make an appearance. They'll come out of cover to start firing at them, and at that point I can start putting my fire back on the regular soldiers. Like so. There's one right there. There's two of them. So I'm letting my guys deal with the captain, and I'm trying to take these other two out. Alright, there goes one. There goes the other one. Soldier captain has dropped down. He becomes an easier target. See if I can get whoever went down back. Looks like there's another captain back there with another splinter cannon. That's what I see firing. Can't see it. Hopefully it will. That enemy will come down too. Now when we get down to the last couple or three, they start to get aggressive. And we'll see that momentarily. I think that was just a turret that was taken out. Alright, shields are back. Alright, looks like soldier captain guy is over there on the right. Alright, he's down. Let's see if he's still over there. Maybe not. Oh, yep, there he is. Alright, that was the soldier and the turret. Alright, here comes the last one, the last two. See how they charge? Alright, that's going to bring in another mini wave here. A couple of soldier captains with turrets that we have to take out.
Hopefully sooner than her departure.
Easy target there. Alright, there's at least one more because he's firing from behind the center post. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yep, I should take care of all the captains, or all the soldiers. Taking a quick peek to see if there's any left. Doesn't look like there's any. So now I gotta activate the auxiliaries, power stations, I guess, or override anyway. Unlock them. So that's what we're doing here. But first, okay, sounds like Buck is going to grab the FRG.
Take this, Spartan.
On it!
There we go. Got one power weapon in hand. I guess we could have had one of the guys on the outside grab an incinerator cannon, because I think the Knights may have had those, but I didn't bother.
First auxiliary activate.
Alright, so we've overridden the first one and got it activated. And I guess these are the auxiliary power stations that will help give exuberant control back. Alright, now I want my guys to follow me. That's why I keep marking behind me there. And let's go get one of, oh, not me.
On my mark.
Get one of my guys to pick up the incinerator cannon. So now I've got two power weapons in hand of my allies. And it's time to go activate the second auxiliary station.
Incinerator's up.
But first get my guys positioned.
Move up.
I'll get it done, Locke.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him and waiting for him. Sometimes you got to continually mark position to get them to go.
Move up. Push up. Move double tie. Move double tie.
You got it.
Push up.
Copy that.
On my mark.
On it.
Move up.
Copy that.
Push up. Move double tie.
Gotcha.
Alright, here we go with the second one.
Auxiliary activate.
Yes, just in time. Cortana was about to lock me out.
Second auxiliary activate.
Alright, crawlers and watchers.
Just in time. Cortana was about to
We want to make sure we get as many of these watchers as possible. I think there's 3 of them. Yeah, we want to minimize the effect of the watchers in future waves coming through. Geez, went down already. Now what'll happen when my guys have power weapons, if they go into armor lock and we can get them out of armor lock. Oh, that was a sneaky watcher. Get them out of armor lock. There we go, there's another one down. Then they will retain the power weapon, otherwise they'll go back to default. Alright, that sound that we heard is probably another Guardian getting ready to take off. And that also signals the next wave coming in.
a point of interest for you humans. That sound just now, it was the penultimate Guardian.
Okay, here comes the next wave, which is going to be crawlers, watchers, and this nasty little sniper up there.
Status on that door.
Almost open.
Quicker, please.
I got to be careful that I don't focus too much on the sniper and get overwhelmed by the crawlers, because I want to keep my Mantis as healthy as possible. But what I really need to do is I need to mark that soldier up there, that sniper. So, and then I'll focus on everybody else. Because here comes some more crawlers coming in. And these guns will overheat real quick. Or go through a reload cycle, one or the other. Alright, good, my shields are back. Alright, here comes the next wave in, and that's going to be crawlers and 2 knights. And there may be a watcher left or so from the previous wave.
Take care of them, Osiris.
Now, at this point, we want to start walking. We don't want to be stationary. Because if we stay stationary, and I'm being stupid right here, I should have continued to walk. I kind of got stuck. If we stay stationary, we're going to get overwhelmed. Hopefully I can burn this guy. Yeah, I'm taking a little bit of damage here. I marked one of the knights. And that's not the one I... Well, maybe that... Yeah, that's the one I marked. Alright, with just the two knights, for the most part... you can bob and wave back and forth. The final wave is going to have, I believe, 6 knights. And that's when you just got to keep moving. Looks like, look, both knights are on top of me. Alright, he was weak enough I was able to take him out. So we're down to 1 knight. I want to get my team back completely. There goes the other one. Alright, Cortana is talking to the different races into the galaxy, and as soon as she's done, the final wave will spawn in. Now the idea here is to keep walking, fire when you can, and position your troops behind you, especially in the flat areas, so that the knights will focus on them and not you. That's the plan. Alright, first knight comes in, and then shortly thereafter the rest of them spawn in. Alright, there's one down. Now it's time to start walking. They have incinerator cannons, so you really don't want to be stationary. Notice that, ran into something, but I marked my guys behind me. There's also several watchers that spawn. We want to get those out of there so they don't give the knights their health back. Alright, I had to move back up to dodge the fire on that guy. Alright, mark my guys down below me as long as they're alive. Oh, there's a watcher still. Alright, he's gone. So the idea is just keep walking and firing, walking and firing. Notice how that knight was going after my guys over there, which left me completely free to fire at them. Alright, coming up on another one.
Exuberant. Time is running low.
I don't know if any of my guys are all down. So there goes another knight. So as I come down the ramp and start to go back up the ramp, that's when I fire. But when I get up to the top, I just keep moving. And they were moving a little slow back there, so I was able to take one of them out. And I believe that's it. I've taken all the knights out. It was hard for me to count. I think there might have been 5. 5 or 6. Either way, that's the tactic to use. Alright, let's run into the middle here. Could have parked a little closer. And what will happen is that a whole bunch of knights will spawn, but a shield will go up, a barrier will go up around us, and we're safe. So we're just about at the end of the mission.
Here you go.
We made it.
The relay access is at the end of the corridor.
Yeah,
You must
there's that ha 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 sound again.
Sounds easy enough.
Once the connection is broken, I will regain control immediately.
So the rest of this mission is essentially going up that ramp, and grabbing the whatever it is up there and destroying it to give exuberant control back of the installation.
If her Guardian leaves with Blue Team, it's all over.
Only one of us.
So here we go. At some point you will not be able to sprint, but you can still boost. That just speeds us up a little bit.
Right away.
Osiris, move! Another pulse.
Pulse incoming.
Brace yourselves. Keep moving.
My guardians are deployed.
Hold on! Another pulse.
Soon peace will reign across the known galaxy.
Another pulse.
Hold on!
This sort of reminds me of the end of Halo 4
Stay behind
with the
me.
Chief struggling to get to the Didact to plant that bomb in his chest.
Just one more question before I go. Where's the Infinity? Why?
And here we go.
Difficult to see.
Let's destroy this thingamabob and
You can do it!
Don't worry. I will find her.
Cortana's in for a surprise.
Another! You are not taking
Subspace coordinates locked in. Cryptum secure. Goodbye, Mr. Locke.
I have control again.
What? What are you doing? What happened?
Did you hear me? I have control again.
Alright, unfortunately with Score Attack on, we won't see the really neat legendary ending here.
The subspace drives are activated.
But as soon as the Cryptum ball comes back down and lands on the platform, that'll be the end of the mission. Sayonara.
I serve the builders.
Stop it!
You took my installation. I will take something of yours.
Alright, as soon as it lands, we'll go to black screen and then the post-game carnage report. Here we go. But that's Guardians on legendary difficulty. I hope this helps you in your quest for Guardians. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Oldenaki signing off. Take care, everybody.